You see, sometimes when you use your mouth to criticize people, there are people who actually understand how life works and they will see otherwise of what you are saying. You see these three men up here. One is Sunday Igbogho, the man who was agitating for the Yoruba nation. The other one is Nnamdi Kanu, the man who is agitating for the Igbo nation, which is Biafra. Then the other man is the former emir of Kano State, the former CBN governor. Now, this emir came out to say this. He said, when they tell you, I'm quoting his words, he said, when they tell you and say that Igbo loves money, remind them that Nnamdi Kanu is still behind bars because he refused to collect money. Yes, if they also tell you that Igbo don't love themselves, also remind them that Nnamdi Kanu is still behind bars because he has actually refused to give up the fight for his people. He went on to say that two of these people, this Sunday Igbogho and Nnamdi Kanu, they are actually agitating for the same thing in Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu was offered 500 billion. He said it, and he refused to give up the fight of Biafra. He was also offered monthly payment of 55 billion monthly. He refused to collect, and oil well was added to that deal. He refused to collect. Biafra or nothing, that's what he said. Now, the other one was fighting for Oduduwa nation, which is the Yoruba nation. He was offered 50 million naira, and today we no longer hear Oduduwa Republic agitation anymore. This is what they tell you. They made you believe that Igbos love money. Igbo doesn't actually think of other things apart from money. He said we should remind them this, that Nnamdi Kanu is still suffering today because he has refused to collect money from some certain people. So for those of you who are saying that Igbo loves money, go back and do a rethink. Nnamdi Kanu protest has led to the fact that they had to arrest his old younger brother and the lawyer who is sharing his team for his release. Now, most of you who are saying that they should have not protest in the area they asked them not to protest, let me ask you a question. When they were protesting in Madagascar, did the government come out and tell them not to protest? They actually stopped them, but the people refused. It's because Nigerians value life that you don't even have. The life that you don't even have is what you value, and that is why we are remaining where we are today. Yes, Nigeria value their life so much that if you tell them, let's do this for a betterment of future, they will tell you they don't want to die. Eventually you will still die. That is just the truth. Nigerians are coward. Many of them are gullible. They don't even know what. Only few of Nigerians are actually coming out to say this is right, let's do this. The rest of us, forget about it. Just forget about it.
As a northerner, why do I like the Igbo people? Most of them are resilient and they are courageous. That does not mean you don't have cowards among them. When you say a particular tribe has this character, what it means is that more than 70% of them, they have that character. But you can still have some persons again who do not have such characters. So now this is a region that more than 70% of them are resilient. They are very hardworking. They are courageous. And they love their leader. We in the north, we also love him. Mr. President, I appeal to you. In the interest of national healing, I appeal to you, please, let this case be discontinued so that we can have peace in the southeast. So that we can have peace in the entire country. And it will be to your credit that during your tenure, the southeast was stabilized. It is far better. And the votes you are looking for, you will get it easily without spending money. Because in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he does not need to give people money. After his detention, look at what we are going through because of him. Because we believe in him. So that's the appeal to Mr. President. And the President, let me say this, he's a listening President. You'll be shocked that before 20 this case will be continued. Because I wrote a letter to President Tinubu, less than a month, he replied. I was shocked. How is this possible? That's the president of over 200 million people. How is it? I have written letters to governors. For more than 2-3 months, they have not replied. And you, as the president of the entire country, you are replying in less than a month. How do you do this? So that's why I'm using this medium to appeal to President Tinubu. There's no need for this case to continue like this again. Let it come to an end. Political settlement is the best way so that we can have peace in the country.
What do you say to those who argue that Kanu detention is illegal under international law? Some others say that he's a terrorist and all kinds of allegations. What is the truth? Given the little you know about him, your interaction with him in the last 2 months while in detention, what do you think?
I think by my little exposure and my stay in the north and in some other parts of the country where I have had cause to listen to persons who have directly or indirectly met with terrorists, I should know one when I see a terrorist. A terrorist will not be talking about peace. I was shocked when I met with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He was always emphasizing about peace and justice. So a terrorist will not want people to live peacefully. A terrorist, you see, there are some things I don't want to reveal because of the security implication. But because there are some persons in detention that anytime they have opportunity, because not all the time they bring you out, when they have opportunity to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The Fulani girl that the first time I met her in that detention was when I saw her with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. She had gone there to complain, to ask for favor. So I was like, why is this? Yeah, because they don't usually allow that. That's one good thing about the DSS facility. They don't allow that at all. But the girl was to be taken out for medication. So she saw Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and quickly started talking to her because she doesn't speak English fluently, and there was a gap in communication. So I had to come in. I realized that she has more confidence in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu than even her own father by the way she was talking. Mazi was consoling her that do this. She said she was even complaining that she has stayed here for a long time. She doesn't want. She was talking about even committing suicide. Mazi was consoling her and telling her what to do. That's the kind of, if a terrorist will not bring. I'm talking about a Fulani lady, and they are virtually all tribes you find there. Everybody in the detention facility rallies around Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the way he was always speaking to me, a terrorist will not be talking like that. And okay, another thing again, on a Salah day, that Salah I spent in detention, the big Salah, I as a Muslim, I felt irritated. But even Mazi, he doesn't, he tolerates all of these things. Because on that Salah day, during the celebration, the Muslims usually shout Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, but they were shouting. So I was calling, you see, this detention facility, they are Muslims, they are Christians, they are others. Aside that, you don't have, it's not, even if all of us are Muslim, you don't have to shout and disturb others. At this particular time, some persons want to sleep. Some persons want to just sit down quietly. You cannot be shouting like this. But throughout, for the 3 days that happened in the detention facility, he will not complain. Instead, those who want to complain, because when people have problem, they run to him, not even to DSS officers who are supposed to take care of us. He will tell them, no, it's just for a short period of time. Just be patient. When you live with people, you have to tolerate them. I was angry. But he was calming others down, because I was also telling those that I said, no, you don't have the right to shout. We are all here. Even if all of us are even Muslims, you don't shout. Some persons will want to sleep. But because I lead prayers in the detention facility also, but some persons, most problems that we have in this country is as a result of ignorance. But they couldn't challenge me because they know that I am a Muslim, and I also one of their leaders, even in the detention facility, because I lead prayers. It was when I came that we started even doing the Friday Juma prayers. But I told them that if you want to worship God, you don't have to disturb another person. That any act of worship where another person will feel injured or another person's peace will be taken away, that is not an act of worship that will be rewarded. Now we don't have to raise our voices. In short, even when I do recitation, I bring my voice down so that it doesn't disturb others. And so I was always telling that this is how a religion should be practiced. It should not be a source of problem to people. But Mazi was not complaining. So if he's a terrorist, I have not seen anything that will make me. That's why I believe in him. I believe in him 100%, more than I believe in my state governor, more than I believe in virtually all Nigerian leaders. And that's why I am out. That's why I have been going through all of this, and that's why I'm appealing. You see, of course, I don't have access to him now, but I can tell you that because I know the kind of person that he is. Mazi, as a courageous man, he listens to his followers. He knows I love him, and I know he loves me. So for that reason, once he's released, I'll go and appeal to him. That the same way you told me to play along, I played and I have been released. When I was released, I went on air to appeal to Mr. President for your case to be discontinued. I know you are a strong man, but because of those of us who love you and we want to see you outside, please stop so and so, discuss with Mr. President, and see how this thing can be resolved amicably. I am very sure Mazi will listen to me because he is a listening person. We argue with him on certain things, and he's very vast. So that is the reason why I'm coming out now to make this appeal and to tell Nigerians that and all those listening to us that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist. He's not a criminal. His only problem is that he's fearless and courageous. He hates injustice. He used to tell me, he will speak in Igbo and translate to me. He will say this is a proverb in Igbo language. That I remember a particular word that he told me, that in their place, when a child is beaten by his parents, is being beaten by his parents, and the child runs to an elder. Yes, that elder now will serve as a shield, so that the parents will not continue to beat again. And also that if anybody is being molested, it is the responsibility of others to come out and stand for the person who is being molested, so that you don't keep quiet when a particular person is being humiliated. That he will speak he said that this is a proverb in Igbo language, and then he will translate that this is. So there are so many things he told me, so that these things are not allowed. These things, these are the things that are not good, and society must condemn acts of injustice. And that's why, and he demonstrated that, and he's still demonstrating that in the detention facility where he is. As I speak to you, if not because of the professionalism of the DSS officers who are close to him, I can tell you that all of them, if you ask them, those that are close to him, that work close to him, all of them, no exception, will say that they should release him. All of them, they like him. The way they interact with him, you see that they like him. Everybody in that detention facility, they will want him to go, but they will miss him. All. You have virtually all tribes in that detention facility, but all want him to go. All are saying he's a good man. Those who don't know him, are they now saying that all the people who are with him don't have their reasoning and their thinking is bad? Everybody in that detention facility, I let the DSS conduct a survey. Everybody will say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a good man. The Igbos will say the same. Yorubas will say the same thing. The Fulanis will say the same thing. The Hausas will say the same thing. I met him just for how many to see how I am passionate about him now. I'm among those who are his members already. Anywhere he goes, that's where I go. Because I know he's a good leader. You see, you will always want to be by somebody who will not betray you. Somebody that you know that will always stand for you. One of the things my family members told me that you should be happy that you were detained, because at least you have got to meet Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So that because when I went back home, I told them that I had a wonderful discussion with Mazi. I said, that means this is a blessing now. If you were able to, now are you sure? I say, I'm sure that somebody that I know very well that this. I told them the story about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That was when I was going to protest during the last protest, and because a lot of my family members entertained fears that it was going to be that the security will clamp down on us. But I said, no, if you cannot betray somebody who stood by you, who is a good person, we just pray for you. Whatever happens, go. Not because of what I told them about him. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist, and based on he was kidnapped from Kenya. Also, I think he was kidnapped. Why should you kidnap somebody and bring the person to Nigeria to come and try? And even in Nigeria, I think there was a judgment that was given that he should be released and a compensation paid. Why was that judgment not carried out? So this thing has nothing to do with law. It is pure political witch hunt, and that's why we want Mr. President to just end it.
This thing don't have to do with terrorism. It's pure political witch hunt, and that is the reason why they want Tinubu to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome. Bring your chair very close. My name again still remains Nwash Burobi, known as the Gracia or the Sea of the Seer. You know, on this very platform, the only thing that you cannot take away from me is the ability to preach the truth. I don't know whose earth is Gog. What I know is on this very platform, here my own Chineke Borum Dome. Here is where I dispense that truth, no matter how bitter it is. Even if it is a bitter pill, we all would have to deal with it. I am Nwash Burobi. Are you getting me? I am Nwash Burobi, preaching nothing but the undiluted truth. Now let us go into the program that has brought me this evening. Buketoche to listen. When you listen from everybody is beginning to confess. When you are very strong as a leader, when you are very strong, they push you left and right and left, right and center, and you stand very strong. Only your enemies will be able to testify and confess that this man is a no-go area. Few days ago, it was Muike who said that this one, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you cannot buy him because buy him, it becomes problem. They have made a mistake of bringing him back to Nigeria. They thought that they want to disgrace him. Once you send him to prison, it is another wahala. So which way can they go? Buy him, another wahala. Send him to prison, another wahala. Which way can they go? Because everybody, some of the people that are waiting, patiently waiting, is waiting for the political process which they are going. And there is a limit to people's patience. There is a limit towards what your patience can be able to carry. You then explode, your patience expires, and you begin to question the nonsense that they are telling you. You then you Anna Torasi will begin to think Are they thinking that you're a small boy? What are they taking you for? I am Onyebuchi Nwashibrobi, please. And I want all of you to know. Sunday Igbogho, I don't know how many of you is still listening to Sunday Igbogho. How many of you is Sunday Igbogho still talking about Oduduwa Republic? This is the reason why I don't take Yoruba people serious. My elder sister is Yoruba. I have how many elder sisters? I have a lot of them that are Yoruba. Elder sisters that are Yoruba. But why I refer to that my very close friend and sister, Bisola, is because she is the one that carried me when I was young. But having them will not stop me from saying the truth and speaking the truth. Yoruba people are most coward people on the planet Earth. And once you follow them, once they are beating drums of war and you follow them, they are telling you, oh, we are going to war. You chant, oh, we are going to war. You move before them. My brother, they will turn around and begin to ask you, who is fighting this war? All of you remember during the Biafra war, how they said, we will declare Biafra. Wale Soyinka, I saw some people writing that, oh, Wale Soyinka went to prison because of Biafra. How people can tell lies and how people can tell a whole lot of lies. The Yorubas as at then, with Wale Soyinka and the rest of them, with Awolowo and the rest of them, we are partisan to what is happening to the Southerners then. They said if Ojukwu declare Biafra, they will declare Oduduwa Republic. Just the same way Sunday Igbogho was saying, oh, we will declare Oduduwa Republic. Today, Sunday Igbogho anarago ego gbawara onwe door. Ọkwa ndị be ha ka a na-egbu since they are buying his people in this thing. Have you seen him talk? No, nah. Cowards, all of them. Cowards, all of them. Very bloody cowards. Bloody cowards, all of them. I had to talk about these very cowards. Yorubas are coward. One of the people that you cannot take serious in anything. You can never take them serious to your own peril. So, I heard some lies about some people saying Wale Soyinka went to prison because of Biafra. It was a lie, and it is a lie. Wale Soyinka never entered into prison because of Biafra. But I am here to tell you what happened then. I speak about the message which I brought here this very day. Wale Soyinka, Ojukwu, and the rest of them, including Awolowo and the rest of them, said that they will declare, Ojukwu said he will declare Biafra. Let these very people, including Wale Soyinka, they will declare Oduduwa Republic. So when they declared, when Ojukwu declared Biafra, Awolowo sold these very people. If you see anybody bearing Awolowo, I don't know if they are still bearing it. Awolowo is a symbol of cowardice. Awolowo is a symbol of stupidity. What Yoruba people are passing through today, buying them and forcing jihad and buying Yoruba people, they shouldn't have suffered that in their own land. Yoruba have the capacity to stand on themselves, but coward and betrayal have damaged them and their thinking, including their pastors. They are very, very cowardic in nature. Give a Yoruba man a pot of soup or kazi for that instant. They all love what are they calling it? Oha. They all love Oha. Not only this guy. I could remember when we used to go and buy food in Anke Blessing. If you read there, you will see them. They will line up. Blessing. Inwere ora, inwere oha, inwere oha. They eat oha more than you. And they don't know how to cook it. They eat oha more than you. Let me preach. I preach this thing. Even a whim sometimes. Sometimes even a whim. But on this very platform, we must go on. Sometimes I don't know the spirit that occupies me. I don't know what is happening. Even a whim. Ojukwu declared Biafra. Wale Soyinka, I must confess, Wale Soyinka was in high spirit. Even during the war, he never sold out. That's the truth. Wale Soyinka never sold out even during the war. He was with full flesh and body and spirit with Biafra. And he stood his ground. For that, Awolowo sold them, set them up, all of them. Told them, look, oh, it's not only Biafra that is going, oh, look at what we discuss. They now arrested Wale Soyinka. So the lies there is because they are saying, oh, Soyinka went to prison because of Biafra. Soyinka never went to prison because of Biafra. Soyinka went to prison because Awolowo betrayed them. And he was kept in prison for 2 good years. 2 good years. Wale Soyinka was kept in prison for 2 good years because some people said that, oh, he was a Biafran spy. Though the Nigerian government said he was an eye to Biafra because of what they have discussed, and for him not to sell out. Even when he was released, he was campaigning for the Biafra Republic. That is sometimes when you see me honor Wale Soyinka, I honor him because of what, because of them. You know, they don't teach you history in Nigeria, but I am letting you to know. When at times I honor him, it is not because of whom he is now, but because of whom he used to be. When Nnamdi Azikiwe and the rest of them, the Igbos, sold their people. When Awolowo sold Wale Soyinka and the rest of them, Wale Soyinka stood his ground. He decided to enter into prison instead of betraying his own cause. Courtesy of Awolowo. I know that wherever that Awolowo is now, on agbara mpam boy. Yes, onye boy called ebe mpam no. But mbosi nta abịacha no were nchi. Let us speak. Let us go on this very platform. I don't know. But we must move. When they tell you that Igbos love money, that was the quote of what are they calling him? The former CBN governor, Lamido Sanusi, the former Emir of Kanu, the one that they sacked. They never wanted him because their own jihad, he will not be architect to it faster than what they wanted. Because the jihad, most of you are taking it for a play. It have conquered the entire north. All of them, they are betrayers of themselves because of jihad, because of pedophile Muhammad that died. Muhammad, when he was alive, he was such a coward that he married Obama. He married an elderly woman because of money. Such a coward that he even married a 6-year-old child. It's not a role model. If you name your Pekin Muhammad, if your Pekin slept with underage girl and they start beating that your Pekin, it's not his fault. After all, his role model slept with a child. 6 years. I can't just imagine my daughter who is, if I have a daughter who is 6 years, somebody now at the age 6, I can't just imagine that. It will pain me a lot. It will pain me, but some people take that, who does that as their role model. Lamido Sanusi said that when they tell you that Igbos love money, remind them that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been behind bars. They promised him heaven and earth, yet he never. They promised him 5 billion naira, and he refused. They promised him oil well, including this, he refused. Each time you go to him, it is either he tell you Biafra or nothing. And most of them have said it. They said that, he's not even hearing. He will tell you Biafra or nothing. But this was the same man when they renditioned him to Nigeria. This was the same man that they were spreading falsehood. Oh, he have denied being a Biafran. Oh, he have denied that he is not the leader of IPOB. Oh, he have denied. That was the propaganda that they want to channel. You know, media controls the brain of our people so that you will say, oh, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu denied me. Oh, this and that. That was how the Ndabokin denied. They say, Guru wants to control your mind. Chineke mere me ebere. That was how, and the people that was helping them to spread that message is this idiot na Nnewi, nke mere gidere ogiri shigbuo nne na Nnewi, the one hiding in South Africa. I am cursing that guy. That guy will see what the children of Chukwu Okike Abiyama, when we protest, he will see evil remaineth evil. No matter which color. Have bite her longer that he can chew, together with China Samworu and Uche Mwabingos. Here on this very platform, love me or hate me, I don't even like your love. I preach nothing, but I thank those who love me immensely. Almighty Chukwu Okike Abiyama, the creator of heaven and earth, will continue to bless all of you. Stand very strong. Because in my spirit I'm perturbed. But Biafra will come anyway. This very Biafra will come. Sometimes when I begin to think, almost I develop Chakwanam BP. How when I begin to think about our people's betrayal and how far I have gone in this very freedom, the people that I have lost, then the new generation of Gen Z, all these very Mbahavo Gen Z, Ndavo Ndi Ofogori, Makandi Gen Z, they led a protest, a huge protest that even when they were buying them, they stood. That is the type of Gen Z that I know. These ones, Amami Hiana Boha, ndị nke anya ha na-agba keke eke ọkụ, ama m ihe anya a na-akpọ ha. But mbọsị nta abịa chọọ na Owere nchi. They sold out and begin to spread many narratives so that we can hate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nke a na-akpọ udele. Sometimes when I look at that Okoko, I laugh. Sometimes when I look at him, I laugh. Because time will come when he will be doing justice for Udele. Justice for Udele. You know, ọnụ ya na-eme pia. Ọ na-ekwu ndị ọ na-egbu na ya ogburu onye agbu onye aman. Time is karma. Karma is a respecter of no man. That's the only thing that you must know. Karma will deal with a lot of people. My own work is to sit down here and watch when it comes. When it comes, don't disturb me, please. Don't disturb me. Because you see them, when they are carrying propaganda, lying, you do nothing. So when that karma comes, don't come and disturb me. I don't think that I have a lot of time on this very platform. Kambapu yoso, buoyan kenke na ijedim noba. I don't think that I have a lot of time on this very platform. Man, I will do it just Sule Lamido Sanusi told them this. Who is seeing Sunday Igbogho? Nobody. He have gone. You know, sometimes what I love very, very well is I love the type of leaders that once you meet them, your life will change. That is what we lack now. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they know upon you well. Immediately you meet Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you are his hater, immediately you meet him. Your life will change and you will never play with him. Mazi Simon Ekpa, love him or hate him, immediately you have an encounter with Mazi Simon Ekpa, your life will change. That is one thing that we are lacking. Ihe anyị nwere na abụ ndị ezege. Ndị Kringwo, all this Lawrence Anini, ndị a na-apụta anụ na ego anakọrọ na ego onye ọbụla gbawado. That's the type of people we have. Not leaders that will work for the benefit of the work. Nweghị onye n'ime ha ihe a nọ na-abụ onye ọbụla na-ekwute okwu Biafra International ha aga see foto with onye ahụ. Ọ gosi foto ha sekọrọ with onye ahụ. Say no, but in the international arena, ebupute akai of ndị na-eme ya, you will not see them there. You don't see them there. I don't. I see many of them that used to love me before talking rubbish. I don't care. What I stand is for Biafra. You have not sacrificed anything more than me. I sacrificed my comfort. I sacrificed my comfort. On social media the other day. Don't you know that it is a disgrace for able-bodied man when I cannot buy in order to come on social media beg money? I have never done it when I was doing my business. I have never. They called me and said, oh, how do you buy data? How do you feed? I said, I'm doing business and I buy my data, do everything. Up till the time that I sacrificed that business, I left my business full. Even when I left everything. But also, it was when no also come yovara so bikonyere in order to rest, because the only money with me when I took off was 37,000. So I used it to take off when the spirit said go. Very, very disgraceful. I have sacrificed all. But I thank Biafra people, those that, the conscientious ones, there are too many conscientious Biafrans, but we move. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when they tell you that Igbos love money, remind them that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never betrayed. All of them have betrayed themselves. When they tell you, oh, Igbos hate themselves, Igbos hate themselves, we never hated ourselves. If you listen to that man speaking, saying that that does not mean that they did not have cowards among them. He said, but more than 70%, more than 80% of us are conscientious. The man detailed everything there. But my time is up on this very platform. I don't know. I think tomorrow I will speak about this very program again. Bye for now, please. Share this very program.